What changed in the second half for you guys on offense?
They, as expected, they upped their physicality, start the second half, got us on our heels. But then we responded. We made a good push. They made a run at the start of the third quarter. And then we kind of fought for the rest of the game until, I think it was a tied game. I'm not sure exact time left, but pretty much near the end. And then they just made a little push late. But, we got a little bit. They upped their physicality, which is normal in a game. But I like how we responded.
Specifically to the three-point line, I think you guys had 10 threes in the first half and then 2 in the second half. So what did they do to shore up the perimeter?
I actually liked our looks. I think we had a lot of clean looks that we had in the first half. We just didn't make them. So the process was good, and we're going to keep working on getting those type of good shots.
Hey, Coach. Johnny scored 8 points tonight. Am I reaching too far by saying that he looks a lot more confident on both ends of the floor, especially in the second half?
I think Johnny's been good. I think in the minutes he's played, the defense has picked up. Him and Rashawn both brought a lot of energy to the game when they came in. Specifically, Johnny, defensive intensity, defensive focus. And then when he had the opportunity to shoot him, he's letting him fly, which we want him to do, and he'll continue to do that.
And speaking of Rashawn, I asked you about him pregame. What did you like from him tonight? He had 12.
Physicality, defense, screening, and then good playmaking in the pocket and finishing around the rim. He was a big factor for us playing well.
Brian, kind of similarly to the Utah game, you guys weren't able to get as up-tempo as you like to play kind of late. Do you feel like you guys learned anything from that Utah game? Do you see anything different that you either liked or didn't like as much?
I thought during the end, I thought we got good shots. I thought we learned some lessons from that Utah game. The shots just didn't go down, but our process was good. I thought we actually got some good looks that I'd take again. I trust our guys to make those shots. I think if we keep working on the process of getting ourselves organized and shots we want, which we got, then we'll break through.
Obviously, you guys tied a franchise losing streak tonight. I wonder what you told the guys. They've been pretty good at dealing with it, but did you say anything? Do you address that at all?
Didn't address that at all. We're all competitors in there. I have a group of competitors who want to win every game. Our organization is competitive people. But this group is getting closer. We're playing better. We just got to put it together for 48 minutes. And these guys are learning from game to game, but this is a committed group, and they're committed to each other.
One more about Johnny, if you don't mind. You said you like watching him let it fly. What do you think is the next step for him? What do you want to see him progress at? Is it creating his own shot? Is it penetrating the lane?
I think the defense is number one for him. That's what's going to keep his career going. And then, when he's open, shoot it. And then if someone closes out, just make the right play make, which I think he's actually very capable of doing all those things. I've been very, very happy how he's played.
How did you like that small ball lineup that you opened with? I mean, pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah. We used that for different lineups throughout the game. We mixed and matched. Gene came in too, played small with Gene. So I like some stuff we can learn from it and stuff we can get better from. But yeah, I thought it was decent.
What dimension does Corey add to that starting lineup? I know you've used him and Landry kind of different moments.
Corey brings us spacing, energy, driving ball to the basket, physicality on defense. He's just a threat for us, and he brings a lot of movement to our team by the actions he creates.
What's the challenge of defending Franz Wagner and Paolo Banchero like?
I thought, we fouled them a little bit in the first half. Wagner didn't get any free throws in the second half. You got to keep them off the line, but I'll give them credit. They hit some tough shots that were contested late, especially late. So, keep them off the free throw line. Try to keep them out of the paint. They hit some tough contested shots we have to live with.
Starting at the 5, how'd that feel?
Say you starting at 5?
Yeah. You starting at the 5, yeah.
I mean, it felt fine. It felt fine. I mean, the league doesn't have crazy bruisers, so sometimes we could play small and, it felt solid.
What do you think changed there in the second half, especially in the third quarter? Was it just not knocking down shots for the whole team, or increased physicality from Orlando?
I mean, Orlando increased their physicality, but, a lot of it just boils down to our inability to, guard and switch in the fourth. And credit to them, they made a lot of tough shots, whether it was Suggs hitting some big shots, timely shots, Cole Anthony playing in the short roll at the end of the game, making us play in rotation. So it's tough.
from Johnny. Have you noticed any sort of increase in confidence or anything like that? Because he looked a little bit more fluid today on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, I mean, he hit the 1-3 the other night, and that probably gave him a little bit of confidence, and he came in tonight, played with a little edge. So, yeah.
What would you like to see from him going forward in terms of what aspects of his game he can progress at, just creating his own shot or getting downhill?
Playing defense at a high level.
And Justin Champagny, I'm not sure if you've been asked this already, but have you gotten to know him and his game at all, and what do you like to see from him, and how can he contribute to the team?
I mean, I'm not sure. You know, I know that he can really shoot it. I know that he's a competitor. We'll probably see him on the court, very soon. So.
Kuz, I'm sorry to come in late, but I wonder if you saw any differences between the end of the Jazz game and tonight, or if it kind of played out the same way from your point of view in terms of the offense slowing down.
Kind of. It's not even about the offense. It was just really about our inability just to guard the ball, switch out, and play bodies on bodies. They did a great job of playing in rotations, making us play in rotations, and they hit tough shots. So.
The Magic are a young team that has made a big leap on the defensive end. What do you think has been? What do you think has led to that, and how can you guys maybe apply that to yourselves? What can you learn from it, I should say?
I mean, when you play defense, you have a chance to win games. They weren't winning games for a couple of years, and they just started playing defense. They started winning games. So how do you do that? You got to want to play defense and want to play team defense. So that's what we have to learn, and that's what we have to get to if we want to not be this type of ball club. So.
What do you think Bilal needs to do to kind of finish this season strong after the year that he's had so far?
I mean, he got to be confident. That's the biggest thing, and it doesn't matter if he shoots 2 for 10, 2 for 12. It doesn't matter. We need him to be confident because he's the future, and he's got it in him, and he's got a lot of talent in him. I think in this league, confidence is just about above everything. So that's just what he has to find within himself. And I have confidence in him.
It was good. It was out of necessity with Marvin being out. And we can do some really interesting things in it. And when we're playing the right way and doing what each of us do, try to stay within ourselves, it can be a really good lineup for us for sure.
How does that change your job? Kind of, Brian has been using you and Landry interchangeably kind of in that lineup for the last couple of games. But not playing next to Jordan, and how does that shift things for you?
It doesn't really change that much for me. It's more for the guys that have to be the 5 and guard the big men and stuff like that. And my job kind of stays the same out there. So other than just kind of plays that we run and different things we try to do, it's pretty much the same for me.
What did you feel from their defense late in the second quarter? And then
physicality. Clearly they kind of got off to a slow start and jumped us in the second half, and we knew it was coming and we weren't ready for it. So that was the difference in the game for sure, was their physicality, and we got stagnant. Didn't move the ball as much as we needed to, kind of got away from what really worked in the first half.
How about the drop-off in three-point shooting specifically? Because you guys had 10 threes in the first half.
Yeah, and part of that has to do with how much ball movement we had in the first half. We were creating a lot of really easy looks for ourselves, and we got stagnant, kind of stood and watched, and they were able to contest our threes really heavily, and kind of how those percentages work when they get contested, they usually come out. So definitely it all works together.
Corey, have you noticed anything different from Johnny just over the last week or so in terms of on-court confidence?
Yeah, he's just finding his groove. It takes anybody a few games to get their wind and get their feet underneath themselves, and he's no different. He's playing with a lot of aggression, and we need him to when he comes in off the bench.
and I apologize if you were asked this like last week or before that, but Justin Champagne's arrival, do you know anything about his game? What are you looking forward to?
Yeah, for sure. Know a lot about his game. It's exciting to have guys rotating in the building, and the fact that we kept him and signed him for on the two-way is a huge deal for him and for us. We're really excited to have him and see how he can contribute to our team and what we're trying to build for the last 20 games of the season.
The Magic are a young team that kind of made a leap defensively
Mm-hmm.
this year. What can you guys kind of observe from that and hopefully apply?
Yeah, they got some really intense guys. Guys who take pride in the defense, take pride in their physicality, and make it their brand. And if that's what we want to do and be an elite defensive team soon, that's kind of where it all starts, is between the ears. It has nothing to do with the physical talent they have over there. It's more how they approach it. Cool.
Thank you.